spiritual stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix of that devil politics mix. And when I fudge, you laugh punk. Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. Pull your flags up, pull your flags up. Pull your flags up, pull your flags up, pull your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, back out, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time. So you better get some better views and get fame for all your time. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting up a political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. Pull your flags up, pull your flags up, pull your flags up, pull your flags up, pull your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck, where you at?
What's up, everybody? After a 2-week hiatus, we have an early edition of Dabbling in Politics and roughly 8 p.m. Still got to be 15 minutes late like usual. Wouldn't be us if we weren't. I am OG Mumbling Nick. With me, as always, is Mr. Liquid Cryptid. How we doing, sir?
You can call me Agent Cryptid, thank you.
Agent, there we go. Dude, I feel like a fucking idiot. Just so everybody knows, I was right about 8 o'clock. I was just like, got out of the shower and dressed. So I messaged our guest and I messaged Cryptid. Meant to tell them both 15 minutes will be going live. And I fat fingered Cryptid and put 25 minutes. And me and the guest are like, we're waiting. I'm like, geez. All right, we'll just go live. But yeah, then I looked and it was my fucking fault. So apologies.
Well, and X didn't warn me that I had a message. So I was sitting here doing other things, listening to TSN, moving things around because my channel's in trouble. So and then I saw the message come up and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude. The messenger on X is all fucked up for like everybody. Like I don't know what the fuck's going. Like most of the messages I can't even see on the app. I can only see them when I'm on my fucking laptop. Some I can see, but not too many. I don't get fucking notifications like you don't. It's fucking aggravating. It is. Anyway, let's bring on our guest. What?
We're the normal late. We're not the earlier late.
Yeah, well, right, and we're even an hour early.
Oh, that's just
yeah. We usually start at 9. Yeah. All right. Just so everyone knows, we have a guest tonight. His name is Jacob Waters. We met him. Well, I met him, I should say. On I think I streamed with him once on Jake Hudson's podcast. He is friends with Granny or streams with Granny. But I noticed that Jacob goes to his local ice facility in the Chicago area pretty much every Saturday and live streams from there and interviews people. So I thought we actually both thought it'd be interesting to bring him on and pick his brain. Cause I've been to, a good amount of protests in my life, but I've actually never been to an ice one. So like to hear what it's like on the ground. So here he is, Mr. Jacob Waters in his beautiful suit. How we doing, sir?
I'm doing good, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, thank you.
all right.
Glad to hear.
We already had Sam Bibley Haas messing with him in the chat before we got started. Love Mr.
good.
Bibley.
Well, he's
So-
from these circles, so I imagine he's familiar with Mr. Sam Bibley.
He could be.
Okay. So I'm not really friends with any of the Dabble guys. I think the Dabbleverse stuff is kind of dumb, and I think Howard Stern's horrible. But I know everybody kind of vicariously. Like I know Bobby, I know Granny, I know Jib, I know 2K. Like I know Jake, but
Yeah,
kind of like bounce around. I'm kind of friends with everybody. Same with politics. Don't really pick a side.
I like most of those people. There's one person in there I don't, but that's
I've
okay.
seen your Jake Hudson videos.
That's actually not even who I'm talking about. I
There's a
actually,
person that actually does hate.
yeah. Can I actually tell you something? I have love for Jake, and I get frustrated with Jake. That's what it like. If I didn't like Jake, I wouldn't. I get frustrated with him, and there's another part too which I don't bring up too often, but I am pretty friendly with Wendy the Slow Adult from Howard Stern, and there's a whole thing like so. I kind of protect her with a lot of that stuff. I try and get Jake to pick on me instead of her and stuff like that. So there's a little method to my madness, but I do have love for Jake. I think Jake should be way bigger than he is because he's fucking funny, man. He does some good shit.
He just burns down bridges as soon as he builds
That's
them.
yes, that's
As soon
the
as he's
problem. Like,
comfortable with you, fuck you,
it's-
bye.
right. That's the problem. That's
familiar.
yeah. And there's only so much of that you can take. But yeah, no, I do have love for Jake. So Jacob, why don't you tell the people who you are, what you do, what your channel's all about, if you don't mind.
I just do all kinds of streams. I talk to people about religion, talk to people about politics. I opened up my channel doing conspiracy theories and talk to time travelers and stuff like that. So it all started with me just drinking a bottle of rum every night and sitting around getting stoned and listening to crazy stories about time travel. And then it evolved into what it is today. And I'm a mixed martial arts coach. There's a lot of mixed martial arts content on my channel. And yeah, it's about it. Just like talking to people. Never want to make money on my channel. I never want to get monetized or anything like that. It'd be monetized today. I just choose not to. It's not worth making money off of. I got a regular job and
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it's not easy making money off of this. Yeah, most of us work. I got fucking 2 jobs because I don't make any money off of this either. So
I could. I
same.
got 540,000, a little over 500,000 views just in the last 28 days.
nice.
Oh yeah, I saw you got
Yeah.
like over 3,000 subscribers or something like that. I was
Yeah,
watching
I'm really
the
close
stuff
to
today,
4.
yeah.
We think we're 50 short from 4,000, something like that.
Yeah, those protests. I've only covered one protest, and yeah, it was by far the most viewed thing I ever did. So
Oh yeah.
it's a good gig. Before we get into it, this has nothing to do with it, but how did you meet Jake? Did you just like stumble upon him, or did he find you, or?
So I met Jake through Herman the Great. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
No, I don't.
But he creates a bunch of channels and then deletes them after he gets monetized because he deals with anxiety. And he introduced me to Jake. And then I met I don't know if you know the PWO, like Pesci and Schmidt. Jake talks about him a lot. But
yeah, I've heard
he's the
Jake
guy
talk
that-
about him, but yeah.
Yeah, he comes on and plays Dr. Phil and stuff on Jake's channel every once in a while. And then there's Pesci, who I met vicariously through Jake when Jake used to be doing shows with him. That was back in his Kenny Bolin days when everybody was following around Kenny Bolin, the old wrestling guy.
Did you meet Granny through Jake, or did you meet Granny the whole different way?
So Granny like hated me when he first met me, and so we would just get into fucking clashes every day. And then I would just make him, he would come on and try to just like, I don't know, debate me about silly shit. And then we eventually hit it off, and I went down and met him in Florida, and we went and played frisbee golf. It was a cute date. I drove him around while he drank beers in my car, and we played frisbee together, and then we had a warm embrace and parted ways.
Yeah, I randomly ended on a stream with Granny last night, so I told him you were coming on tonight, so he might pop in and check it out.
Oh, nice.
So when did you decide to start covering ice? So actually, before you, is there a protest every week? Do they pretty much protest every week
They're
down there?
they're there all week long. There's
Okay.
Yeah, I say I believe they're
um
there every single day, all day
Every
long.
day. All right.
no, I mean, okay, so I got a guy that's on the ground there. His name's Jake News. He's actually a black guy. His name is Derek. It's not Jake. But I don't know if you guys know Cam Higsby. I talked to Cam Higsby here and there. He's a conservative podcaster, and or I guess you consider him right wing. He's really like religious conservative.
Okay.
But he met Jake at the ice facility, and basically the guy was like wishing death upon Charlie Kirk and stuff like right after he had passed away. And then they kind of hit it off. Cam bought him a blunt and they were hanging out. And then all of a sudden Jake started recording and asking questions and wanted to hear everybody's opinion. He started interviewing people there. Now he's monetized and doing well. And like he covers stuff during the week for me. And then I touch base with him on the weekend. Usually a lot more people turn out on the weekends.
Gotcha.
People, I mean, most of it's a publicity stunt for people.
Well,
Let's see.
yeah, I mean, I'd hope so. Interfering in ICE operations could land you at least minimum 5 years in federal prison. So
Yeah. And it's been chaotic ever since I went there. The first time I actually went there, there was this 120-pound girl. She was the only person on the right, as you would call it, that was there, and she had an I Heart Ice sign. She was just standing in the corner by herself. Well, 200 plus grown men were just screaming in her face and getting wild, and I literally just went there to stand next to her.
Yeah, man. I hate. I mean, I'm sure it's no surprise. I'm more on the anti-ice side, but I hate how like everyone has the right to protest. Everyone has the right to have their own fucking sign. There's no need to fucking yell at people. I mean, there's no. Don't get me wrong. There are times, where it can get a little heated, but there's no need to get in anyone's face. If there's one woman by herself, there's no need to go fucking crazy. I can't. It's not a good look. You don't help yourself when you're doing that. It's
oh yeah, you
not.
make yourself look like the asshole.
You look terrible. Yeah.
There's only two things that really drive me nuts there, and don't get me wrong, there's normal people there that you can go have a conversation with that'll talk things out with you, but the people that are like wishing death upon officers or their families and stuff like that, and then people that are going there not to protest the officers, just trying to fight people that don't agree with them, and you have both of those things in abundance.
Which makes for some great content, I imagine. What was like?
I don't actually post the craziest stuff. So somebody was asking, all of my you guys use StreamYard, all of my clips are just auto generated. They pick the title and all of that. Like I said, I do all this for free. I don't want to spend any time making clips and doing shorts. I just push a button and it generates me like 20 clips and I post it, and apparently it's working. People get triggered by it. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I got a website that does that, but I decided I didn't like it. But yeah, so like your live streams, you just like kind of take them down or something? Because I know you go walk around live, right? Because I just saw one.
Oh no, I leave all my live streams out. Yeah, no, I leave all my live streams up. That's
what I was asking, if like anything, like what's the craziest thing that you have caught?
There's crazy stuff every time I go there. First day I found, and this is when I figured out what police we're working with. The first day, so where I go, I'm walking under a train bridge, and then there's a highway right next to it. So you got to walk down there to get to Bleecher Street, where the ice facility is. And there's these pillars that are under the bridge. And the first day I went there was 10 painted black plywood shields that somebody had stuffed and stashed under the bridge, I assume for a later time. And I went up to the Broadview police, which are the local police, because the facility's in Broadview, Illinois, and told them about it. They said, "Oh, thank you," and waited an hour and a half. Nothing happened. I actually had to grab the state police. As soon as I told them, they picked it up in 2 minutes and realized it was a threat. And we're like, no, we can't have people just out here having shields and shit pressing forward. And yeah, so that was the first day. And then I got into last night was the first time I had to put hands on somebody and move them. or yesterday was.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard you talking about that on your stream last night. Was it last night?
Yeah, it was last night.
Yeah, I think yeah, you said at the beginning of that. What happened there? That's kind of like what I was thinking
There
about.
was a there
I
was
don't know if you
a
told the
Puerto
whole
Rican
story. Sorry, go
gentleman.
ahead.
No, you're good. There's a Puerto Rican gentleman that I had ran into plenty of times, and people in my chat were like warning me about the guy because he was I'll throw my camera behind me and I'm like I'm watching my back, like, and I don't know if it's just a mixed martial arts thing or what, but I'm constantly checking my surroundings and like sizing people up. I've been in wrestling since I was 3 years old, and I don't put myself in dangerous situations. Like I said, that was why I was going there, was to actually kind of keep the peace there and help out that chick. And every time I was going there, this guy was following me around and just shouting in people's face. And I don't mind if they want to go around and shout in people's face, as long as they're not like spitting on me or something like that. And it escalated to the point yesterday where he was pushing into me, and then I asked him to stop probably 3 times, and then he yanked the power cable out of my phone. And so I just grabbed him by his shirt and fucking moved him. And then he got in my face, like not even an inch away from me. And then I just started like puckering up like I was going to give him a kiss. And then he backed away and didn't confront me again for the rest of the evening. And then at the end of the night, I said, I walked up to him and told him to have a good weekend and fist bumped him and took off. Like,
That's not very progressive of him. That seems a little homophobic.
No. He didn't. He
Well,
definitely didn't want to kiss.
If you're not gay, you're not gay, brother. Just because you're progressive doesn't mean you want to kiss dudes. But no, that's a
Does
nice
it?
move. It's a nice move. What's funny is one of the first times I watched you, Jacob, I think it must have been later in the protest, because all of a sudden I was watching for probably like 15, 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden the police started moving everybody back and back and back and back. And does that happen like every protest? I take it. I'm sure there's some kind of curfew, and then they just pretty much push everybody
that's
out.
the worst part about it, and that's actually what I disagree with most of the police on. Is I don't think there should be a curfew on protesting. I think it's protected in the Constitution. I don't think they should be able to push you out at a certain time. I may not agree with the people that are there, but I support their right to protest. I'm not there to infringe on their rights, and that's why I record the cops. I'll talk to them. I was telling Mumbling Nick offline, I've talked to the city mayor. This all kind of escalated from 2 weeks ago. After they pushed us out of the ICE facility, everybody walked from the ICE facility to City Hall, and we're trying to like storm the building, and they sent like 70 plus state troopers over there, and then we're all in riot gear and just ready to get the guys if they try to break anything. They never tried to break anything. They all just got letters from the inside, and then we're all going to send messages to the managers about it. And I ended up getting one of the notes. They gave me one to fill out. I didn't fill it out and turn it in.
So which side are you on? A side? Or I mean,
I support having border laws. I don't think protesting is going to change any laws. I'm just not silly about it, I guess. I mean, I'm just kind of factual about it. Like, you can go and scream into the void. I just don't know how much it's going to help your situation.
See, that's kind of where I've been
either
at,
side.
especially.
Even people that are yelling, "I love ICE," it's the same thing. Like, they're just screaming into the void too and trying to get attention.
Very true. Very true.
So do you you're obviously pro border. What do you think of ICE as a organization? Do you think like it's good? Do you think they need more training? Do you think we should go with something else? Like go on. Sorry.
No, it's a good question. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
I think we should have border laws. I think the ones that we're currently operating on were actually initiated by the Democratic Party. So most of the people on the left should agree with them. It's not something that was initiated by like the Trump administration or anything else. It's just being enforced now, especially with the last administration allowing. I don't know. I'm more interested in worrying about kids. I don't think we do that enough. If 13,000 unaccompanied minors are getting lost across the border, I think that's a big fucking deal. And I would like to know that any of our immigration, because it's not just ICE. ICE is more on the deporting side, but we also have border security, and a bunch of other stuff that are all supposed to handle this together as a group effort. And yeah, I think that's very necessary. If people want to change the laws, I do it locally. Go to your office and start voting locally. Everybody just tries to vote in a federal election, expect to make a big change in every 4 years.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say I get frustrated with it's like get out and vote. And I'm not saying don't vote. Like I vote all the time too, but it's like it's not like it changes it just got proven where the fucking there's a whole fucking government shutdown, and then it literally ends with like no concessions made, nothing. Like it was just a fucking waste of time. It's like it doesn't matter who the fuck you vote for, they're gonna fucking let you down every fucking time. Like which party you vote for, I should say, they're gonna fucking let you down. So it's fucking frustrating, man.
But I also
Yeah,
want to say
yeah.
that I agree with Jacob. Get involved in your local politics, because that's what's going to affect you the most. It's like that the federal government isn't the one that fixes your streets. That's the state, that's your local city and state government. So yeah, get out there and that's where you're going to have to make a difference. I agree. But we do need some to fix our immigration system. This lottery thing just isn't making it.
Well, and like I know people are upset about deportations now, but that was after the ability to just turn yourself in and be like, hey, I'm actually illegal. They'll give each person $1,000, send you back to the place that you came from, and then you can do it the legal way. Like it's and I actually had this debate with somebody the other day. They were talking about maybe I don't understand how people die coming across the border. And then I asked them, I was like, how do you think that's happening? And they were like, well, I assume they have to get, somebody to take them across the border. I was like, yeah, I think it's much more dangerous to cross the border illegally and have to deal with coyotes or trying to go across the border like secretively. And yeah, I think that's way more dangerous than doing it the legal way. Like there's probably a lot more. That's where we lose kids. That's where people are dying. That's where people are getting R-worded. And like women and children are getting taken advantage of, and coyotes are making money. I don't understand why you would want it that way. It's higher risk.
Yeah, why are we like supporting the illegals? Like why are people
I'm all about
incredibly
amnesty.
behind the illegal? Oh, I'm not. I think when Reagan did it, that was a big mistake.
I think if there's a valid reason, but I think that part needs to be reinforced. It can't just be for like I feel scared of my government. Like, but if you're actually fleeing actual prosecution, but there's rules to it. It usually has to be a bordering country, or it has to be, if there's not a bordering country to them that offers amnesty. Sorry, tripping over my tongue.
Happens every time on the show, bro. Don't worry. I got a couple more questions I want to ask you on this, but first we have one from the chat. We have the Rogue Diva asked, does Jacob vote locally? Is he involved in his local politics?
I am. I do vote locally. The biggest thing, and I'm from Illinois, I think it makes a big difference where you're from. I'm from a very progressive state. Chicago decides all of Illinois' politics. Doesn't matter how many counties outside of Chicago change. It's up to Chicago for what happens to the rest of Illinois. So no matter how much I vote, I can change things locally. I just can't change things from my state. So there's kind of a blockade at a certain state level. Like California is not going to flip red. New York's not going to flip red. There's a good chance after. We'll see what my man Danny does. But yeah, I don't see Illinois flipping more conservative or Republican anytime soon.
Yeah, I understand that. I just fled California a few months ago. Was living out there for a while. Well, I was born there, then left, and then went back and left.
What
anyway,
part? Like northern, southern?
San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Southern California, San Diego.
I got a friend out there, man. He says it's beautiful. You don't like San Diego?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is nice, but it's also over $3,000 for an 800 square foot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Gas is nearing $6 a gallon.
my
stuff
state's
like
pretty
that.
pricey too, but it ain't California pricey yet over here. But
Yeah, and anyway, what I was saying, yeah, even voting at like local level stuff, or even like state stuff, like it's funny, like I mean, it's not funny, but there's always some sort of like tax they want to pass or put onto something or do something. A lot of it is like gas taxes. Like over the past like 10 years, I think there's like 3 different propositions to increase the taxes on gas. And it's funny, everybody there complains about how expensive the gas is, but every single one of these propositions passes. I'm just like, I keep whenever the voting comes around, I tell everybody I know, vote no on this. This adds more. This is going to make gas more expensive. And they say, nah, it's fine. It's already really expensive. You know what? Whatever. I mean, there was one about 5 or 6 years ago. I forget exactly where a tax is actually sunsetting. On one of the gas taxes actually sunsetting, and the vote was: do we let this tax expire, or do we start putting this money into the general fund? And putting the money into the general fund fucking passed. I was like, you're literally just going to give these people slush money from your gas, and they complain about gas being too expensive. Like, that's California, so I understand exactly where you're coming from, Jacob.
That's the crazy thing is you'll see some of these bills pass and it'll be like the make gas cheaper bill just to trick people. Like, and it has nothing to do with making gas cheaper. The No Child Left Behind Act, the like I don't know, the Freedom of Information Act. Like, none of this stuff is actually what it sounds very nice on paper. And then if you look into the details of it, it's usually not nice.
Oh yeah, it's been pretty much my philosophy that if they name a bill, it does the opposite of whatever the name is.
Yeah.
They're naming
Pretty much.
they're naming it to trick people to make it sound like it's really great.
so Jacob,
Like the Affordable Care Act.
Sorry. Obviously,
Like
a lot
Affordable
of
Care, yeah.
undocumented immigrants come here for work, for a job. Do you think that corporations or CEOs or billionaires who hire undocumented immigrants should get in trouble too, like the immigrants do?
Yeah, I would double
Yeah, they
down and
do.
even say anybody that's pushing for illegal immigration is actually pushing for a slave class of people in the United States, because these businesses are taking advantage of them.
Yep.
Like, there's no reason people should get paid under the table and know, it's bad enough that our dollar is not worth shit, and that might be my conspiracy side. But ever since we've been pulled off the gold standard, it's all kind of an illusion. People in California fighting for 25 an hour minimum wage and expecting things to stay at the same price. It's just all delusional. Like,
Oh man.
but I believe anybody, as long as they're a legal citizen, should at least get like a set wage of at least minimum wage. I've worked for horrible businesses before that hired illegals and paid them less than a livable wage. It happens all the time, especially around the Chicagoland area. And I don't know if it's because Chicagoland's a sanctuary city, but it's silly. Like Pritzker, when all of this ICE stuff was happening, he's our governor. He started making ICE-free zones at schools and libraries. I'm like, yeah, probably send all the illegals to schools and libraries where our kids are. That's going to solve the problem. Yeah.
I imagine it made things worse.
No, yeah, it definitely made things worse.
Yeah, I think it's too many like loopholes. So I work, obviously I'm not going to give the name, but I work for a pretty big tech company that everyone's heard of, and the maintenance workers, they're all in the buildings, they're always like Hispanic. And there was one we had for years named Louis, who we loved, and his work ID said Luis Medinas, and then got to know him, and then he's from Guatemala, and then one day showed me his state ID. It was a fucking completely different name. His picture, completely different name. And I was like, who's this? And he was like, "Ooh." And there was like another guy like that, like at least 2 workers we knew there. Their work ID and their state IDs were fucking complete 2 different names. And now these guys didn't work for the company I work for. They're the maintenance company that gets outsourced. So it's like, that's the loophole. It's like, my company's not going to get in trouble because it's like, oh, we hired this company.
Mhm.
They know they got undocumented immigrants working for them, but and I'm sure they got a sweet deal. And it's and nothing happens to anybody. These guys are, God knows what they're making. Like, there used to be a guy that would drop these guys off like in a van, and we hear stories like he cashes their checks for them because they can't, so who the fuck knows how much money he's taking from them. He's got them all living like 3, 4, 5 in this apartment in a really shitty fucking city in the state. So and that's just what I know from where I work, and I'm sure that shit happens all over the fucking place.
Well, there's
I've been
a lot of.
I've been
Oh,
in
go ahead, Jacob.
sorry, 1 second. I've been in landscaping my whole life. I own a landscaping company now, and I'm a mixed martial arts coach. I've worked around illegal people all the time. I got plenty of friends that are illegal, and it's nothing against people, but I also have friends that have tried to come into the country legally, and I don't think anybody's value is more than somebody else's. I don't think they should be able to jump people in line that are waiting 8+ years to do it the legal way. And and to be honest, most of the guys that I worked with that were illegal, and I mean, I know this is anecdotal, but most of the guys that I worked with were all living together in an apartment, and most of the money they were just sending back home. Like, they were nice guys. There was nothing like malicious about them, but I just knew it wasn't benefiting anybody. It wasn't actually helping their situation. Maybe back home it was, because of the illusion of what our dollar's worth. But
yeah, that's I've heard that before, to where like a lot of people will come in to work illegally here, and then they send the money back, but they try to live off of benefits here. They try to get any single SNAP and welfare, whatever they can possibly get, plus whatever they're making, and then they send all their money back home. So they have like mansions back home where they come from, but they'll do every single thing they can to live as poor as possible while they're here. I've actually heard that that's a big thing to happen, especially Central Americans and Mexicans.
I mean, I haven't heard anything about like mansions or anything. I just know that when it comes to the burden on people, like the burden on our systems, whether it's SNAP benefits and stuff like that, or that it doesn't outweigh the illegals that are choosing to pay taxes. It just doesn't outweigh the net negative, and because a lot of people make the claim for that, and it's just not true. It's not enough people paying taxes where it actually outweighs the benefits that they're receiving.
So what you're saying is they're taking more than they're
they're a net drain on society.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Regardless of how hardworking and whatnot that they are. And I always say, if they're such hardworking and great and industrious people, then why aren't they doing that in their own country?
Well, it makes me think that about SNAP benefits too, because you guys were talking about businesses taking advantage of people that were illegal and paying them under the table. And I also see this in SNAP benefits. It's like, why is there an argument that you need Coke and Pepsi, and we're just going to keep funneling tax dollars into these big businesses? And like, SNAP used to be a nutritious alternative. That's what the N and the A stand for. Nutritious alternative plan, maybe supplemental.
It's supplemental nutrition. Yeah.
And then in the 70s, we kind of changed it because we didn't want people to feel like left out, and we wanted them to be able to treat themselves. And it's just not like that. It should be a leg up. If you get laid off your job, like, I want that safety net to be there for everybody that needs it. And same with our veterans and our elderly. Like, that's honestly who we should be worrying about. Like, the people that we've had to fight for the country and that have lived here their whole lives. And yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. We were having a discussion 3 weeks ago. I think was our last show. We're talking about this or several times before. But I think it was under Clinton or Obama. I think it was under Obama when they started being able to get like hot food, like use a SNAP at fast food places and get hot food, prepared food. I think that was under Obama. But anyway,
I don't have a problem with the hot food. I think there is a good argument for people that are low income don't always have a stove or a microwave or something to cook it. So I think there is a good argument that you should be able to get food ready assembled and ready to eat. But it just, when it comes to like name brand stuff and stuff like that, you're your SNAP benefits could stretch a lot farther if you were just buying off-brand products. Like we could actually give people more and they could sustain themselves with less instead of buying name brand products that cost twice as much just to make you feel equal. Like it doesn't accumulate, like it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
But yeah, what I was getting at was back in the day when I was growing up, my mom, she had an accident. She ended up not being able to work anymore. She had to fucking retrain and all that sort of stuff. So we were on food stamps for a long time and food supplements. And I remember we used to actually get food from the government. You know, I don't know how old you are, or if you know, ever heard about Reagan cheese. And
everybody knows about government cheese, block cheese.
Yeah, that shit was good though. But it was all really, really good food. It was all really good food. It's just pure, whatever the food is actually directly from the Department of Agriculture. So it was like the peanut butter was fantastic, but it was just literally just ground peanuts, the oil and everything in it. The cheese was great. All the food, the chicken, butter, all the dairy and everything that you would get, all directly, basically from the farm, through the Department of Agriculture is fantastic. I've been thinking, man, we need to go back to that. We need to give people the good food, and it was not until recently that you were even able to buy a soda or a bag of chips. Like you could only buy, meat and cheese and dairy and vegetables and fruits and stuff. Then I totally disagreed with them when they started opening it up to that, especially for fast food. And I'll only say especially for fast food, because that is definitely Coke and Pepsi and stuff lobbying for that to happen. Because if people don't know, Coke and Pepsi own pretty much every fast food chain. They're all either owned by Coke or Pepsi, and you can tell which one owns which one by if they serve Coke or Pepsi.
I obviously had to step away. You saying they use food stamps on fast food? I mean,
yes,
they can.
Yeah, you can use
do that now.
Yeah, it's been that way for a while, actually. I believe it happened under Obama.
It's from state to state, though. Not all states have that.
Wow.
But when it comes to the government cheese,
when
it comes to the government cheese, that stuff's actually not fresh. So this is my conspiracy brain. I like stumbled into this rabbit hole one day. So there's like mines where at the time when we were giving out government cheese, we had an overabundance of it, and we were storing it in like what's it called? These underground bunkers to keep them at temperature. And we had a shit ton of government cheese, and that's why we started giving it out to the public. So it actually wasn't like farm fresh. We were storing it for a long time.
Well, cheese gets better with age anyway. But
exactly,
I just remember it being good. That's all. I mean, I was younger at the time.
It was high in oil, and that's why it melted so well.
Yeah.
God, we were on this stuff briefly when I was like a teenager, like a young, like 14 or something. My dad lost his job. And I remember the peanut butter, but dude, the peanut butter we got, like, I remember it was like, you had to mix it because it was like all oil on top. It was fucking gross.
No, that's because that's just ground peanuts. That's all it is. The stuff that you don't have to mix, it has a bunch of other stuff in it.
That's what's funny, because in my head, that was garbage, because I'm like, what is this? I'm like, there's like some fucking oily liquid on top of this. I was like, fuck. Oh, look, yeah, American Cupcake's a big fan of your government Reagan cheese as well. There you go. Jesus,
it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't remember. Man. I mean, maybe I did. I don't remember that. I just remember, like I said, we were on it for like a matter of months when I was like 14 or something. And the peanut butter I always remembered. I was like, it was in like this. I just remember because it was like a big canister, and it was just like plain. It was like white. It just something written on it. Like there wasn't like any kind of fancy design on the label or whatever. But yeah, jeez. So Jacob, what is how do you feel about ICE looking like us, like not identifying themselves and that sort of thing? Do you think they should be able to hide their faces and their identity and everything? Or do you think...
sacrificing my nose tonight for the bit. I hate wearing this balaclava. I usually wear a mask. I have a bunch of homemade masks that are actually fitted to my face, because I started wearing this thing and it just crushes my nose and I hate it, but it makes me look like a nice guy. So
It used to be all animated. Jake used to love whatever the fuck he called you. Yeah, whatever you used to
Yeah, it
look
called
like.
me AI. Yeah, I used to
AI.
use
Yeah.
a VR model. Yeah, full articulated, full motion tracked hands and everything like that. And it's fine. It just took like 10 minutes to set up.
So
Um,
anyway, so go
Oh
ahead.
yeah,
yeah,
I
no,
didn't go back on that.
no, you're good. I think it makes sense when there's bounties on their heads, and
Yeah.
then people like, and I've been in crowds where they're literally threatening their families out in the crowd, and everybody out in the crowd is dressed like you guys are dressed in a costume or something. They're covering their faces as well. Up until a couple of weeks ago, a couple months ago, everybody was still wearing masks. I see people wear masks for COVID in their cars. Like I don't know. I don't really have a problem with it. I've kind of gotten used to it in the last fucking 4 years. People are covering their faces all the time.
Yeah, you know what's funny about me? Like I was one of the last. I got vaccinated for two reasons. Um, One was because I do have some people around me who are immune compromised, and two because the company I work for had government contracts, and we sort of had to. Like, believe it or not, I wasn't an anti-vax guy, but I wasn't a pro-vax guy either. And I didn't wear a mask in the grocery store until they made us wear a fucking mask, and until they made us wear the shit at work and all that shit. So I wasn't big on it either. When I go to protests, I usually do take a mask with me, and it depends what's going on. Sometimes I wear it, sometimes I don't. Um, but yeah, I honestly, I do disagree. I think these guys, like every other law enforcement, they got to be identifying themselves, and I think the big issue with ICE is like they just almost like anybody can get a fucking job there. It seems like they're just getting these fucking knuckleheads, and it's fucking. And obviously, I am 100% against anyone that threatens them or their families. Fucking lock those fucking assholes up. But unfortunately, they did hire a bunch of fucking knuckleheads. Just fucking, I've seen video of these guys like doing hit and runs on fucking cars and shit like that, and then when
So
someone,
I
it's just
agree with
crazy.
you.
Yeah.
I agree with you that that their training isn't good, but I think
Yeah.
that would be the same as most police. Like you spend longer in barber college than you do to be a police officer. That has to do with
Yeah.
training in general. And you have a $50,000 sign-on bonus for people that want to work for
Yeah.
ICE right now. So
Yeah.
of course there's incentive into it. But when attacks on ICE officers have gone up more than they say 1,500%, then yeah, I have no problem with them covering their faces, and I want to make sure that they're getting home to their families every night. In their posts, they're turned around. There's a reason for it, like because these people are being targeted. Like it's once again anecdotal. It's a local one. There was a veteran that so I got to phrase this a little bit, like so it's illegal to live stream while you're driving or hold your phone while you're driving in Illinois. This person thought they saw an ICE vehicle in front of them. So they lit up a live stream and started recording the vehicle in front of him. It definitely was an ICE vehicle. And then while she was recording, she slammed into the back of the vehicle. And they came out with their guns drawn, broke her window, and pulled her out of the car.
Was that? Yeah, I believe there's a big story about that, right? I
Yeah,
think that
it was
was
a huge story
I
about it.
remember. Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
She blew it up all over the place. And she was like, well, they held me and they questioned me and then they released me. I'm like, you're lucky you didn't get arrested. You slammed into a police vehicle. You were driving. You were distracted driving, which is also a huge fine. And it just all made no sense. And she tried to play the victim in it. And I know that's not, I mean, like I said, it's anecdotal. There's probably different stories where people have actually had it. But so, and I watch Polish people get deported. There's plenty of white people getting deported. The working class in the Chicagoland area when it comes to construction is not Mexican people. Like most Mexicans.
Chicago's kind of far away, about as far away from Mexico as you can get in this country. Well, maybe.
Well, and there are Spanish speaking people and Mexicans, but that's not all that you see. And so people try to go, oh, they're only going after dark skinned people. No, it's not true at all. And when I was working in Florida, it was Haitians were the working class people in Florida. It wasn't Mexicans in Florida either. So it's like you always get different working class citizens that you would
Yeah.
think of as being there's a good chance that they're illegal and they came here on a different way. Usually people don't dive into it that much until recently.
And of course, being from Southern California, it's all illegals, Mexicans there. All the illegals are Mexicans there. You don't not a lot of white illegals there.
Okay. And I think it's actually changed a little bit more coming from the northern border as well, because there's been so much focus on the southern border. Where
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard any of these stories about Chinese businesses buying up farmland surrounding air bases in the United States. And like, it's crazy. So say you move to Mexico, you can't even buy beachfront property in Mexico because you're from America. Like,
Or
there's all kinds of, you
only
can't walk into the Vatican without an invitation. They will arrest you. You'll get put, if you do in Germany, they'll put you in a gulag. Like,
hopefully you only get arrested at the Vatican.
Right.
The Swiss guard don't fuck around.
No.
But yeah, even in Mexico, unless you were born in Mexico and in a Mexican descent, you can't own any property within so much distance. You can't own any good property there at all. You're not allowed to. Oh yeah, and I've heard about that. The Chinese.
I think if somebody fits the description of something, it's not illegal to take somebody in that fits the description of something. And as long as you're not charging them with anything and you're not holding them, it's like there's a certain period of time. But yeah, so say there's a black person that committed a crime and he was wearing a red hoodie. If they pick up the wrong black person in a red hoodie, it's not unconstitutional or they're not doing something illegal. Like,
oh my God.
It's just based on visuals.
I had it's funny you brought up the colored hoodie. I had an incident last night. I didn't even tell you yet, Cryptid. So I got a supermarket that's kind of near me, so I was walking there, and I stopped at another store on the way, and I go to cross the street to get to the store, and I just see there's two cruisers at the intersection, and all of a sudden they both hit their lights, and one pulls over right in front of me, and one pulls over like right behind me. And the one in front of me gets out, and I was walking with a black, I didn't have the mask on, but just like this without the mask, a black hoodie and and he gets out like all quick. And then he's like, oh, did you just call the cops? I was like, no. He's like, did you see a guy walking this way? And long story short, apparently they were looking for a guy with a green hoodie and dreadlocks. And so it's dark, and I got a black hoodie, and I think they thought I was hiding my dreads or whatever with like the hood on.
Yeah.
So they pull over real quick, and then they with the flashlight on me, and then
it's like,
probably
this
some
guy
like
doesn't look
complexion. Yeah, I don't. This
This-
guy doesn't have dreads, and that's a black hoodie and shit. But so all of a sudden they were actually very nice. They were nice cops, and but you could tell like he got out with one demeanor, and then as soon as he saw me, all of a sudden he quickly asked if I was the one that called the police. I was like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So,
yeah, you could. The police can legally detain people for up to, I believe, 24 hours, right, Jacob?
Yeah, I don't know, or they have to present you with charges prior to that. Like, there's a certain time where you can see a lawyer, or that you have to be able to at least get read your charges until they're actually charging you with something. They don't have to read you your Miranda rights. Yeah. Like there's a bunch of like really specific ones. Like, I don't know, it can be broken down really small. Like they don't even have to give you your badge number if they don't talk to you.
Oh yeah. The police aren't actually required to give you any information when arresting you. It's wild when you hear about it, because like on the TV shows and stuff, they arrest you, immediately read Miranda rights, or somebody says, oh, where's your warrant? You can't come in here. It's like, well, in real life, yes, they can. They don't have to show you a warrant. They don't have to read your Miranda rights.
When it comes to U.S. citizens and owning your own property, they do need a judge-signed warrant.
Well, they don't have the warrant.
They don't have to necessarily present it to you right when they do it. It just has to be processed by the judge at that point, and they can either show it to you on the phone, or they'll show it to you after they've pulled you out of the house and done the search, whatever.
Exactly. That's what I meant. I didn't mean they don't have to have a warrant. They do have to have a warrant.
Yeah, but no, for illegals, they don't need a warrant.
No. It's
protected in the Constitution.
But yeah, they don't need a warrant, and a lot of the ICE grabbing these people, there's the whole thing about due process and whatnot. A lot of these people, they've already been the due process is ended, and then ICE goes and picks them up. Is that they've had their due process? So yeah,
So
they don't need a warrant.
So it doesn't matter if you're an illegal alien or if you're an American citizen. You can't get due process until you've been detained. And a lot of people are so confused about this, and it is in the Constitution. It doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. You can't be charged with something and go through a process without being detained. Like that's just how it works. Unless you turn yourself in, and then you can go through the process. But yes, they have to detain you. You can't get to due process before being detained. It's and nowhere in the Constitution does it grant you due process prior to being detained.
I was under the impression that before they detain a lot of these illegals, like the case has already been reviewed, is decided this person is in the country illegally, and then ICE goes out and grabs them, right?
They do have that as well. And then they'll find it. And this is kind of where the variable of the self-deportation thing comes into play, because they'll be like, oh, some people were at the courthouse when it happened and they got picked up. And it's like, well, yeah, if they failed at the process, didn't self-deport or overstayed their visas. We had people on the Chicago PD get deported that overstayed their visas, that did it knowledgeably. They were
how are they on the PD? How are they in the police if they're illegal?
Because they had work visas. They were allowed to do it, but they overstayed their work visas. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. I was just, it's funny you brought up court. I was gonna say I remember seeing things where, and obviously I don't know what's true or not, because you're going off what they're saying, but where some of these people were showing up for actual court appearances that they were supposed to show up to, and then ICE is like trying to fucking pick them up. Like, unfortunately, I think there is some ICE individuals like jumping the gun here and going after people who actually were trying to do it the right way, and I think that's because we had what's his face, that fucking bald headed fuck had shit. Who's the fuck?
Steve Miller.
We go. Steve Miller. Thank you, dude. He had that fucking bounty number. He wanted a certain number of these fucking guys like arrested in a certain amount of time. So I mean, that was one of my big issues. It seems like even when some of the obviously nobody in their right fucking mind wants like a violent fucking criminal or someone that raw or a thief or whatever. Deport all these fucks that are like real fucking criminals. And I'm not huge on deporting the ones that aren't breaking the law, but they are here illegally. But I get it. I'm not like entirely against it. I just don't like them being villainized. I'm not in favor of that. But then there are other ones that seem to be trying to actually do it the right way, and they're still getting nabbed at the courthouse and shit like that. So that's the stuff that like was bothering me with these ICE agents.
I don't think people took it serious really when the president was saying, yeah, no, we're offering this to people to self-deport and we're going to crack down on this. I think it's interesting that people pick and choose when they want to be involved in what's going on with deportation. Obama's a great example. What do you guys know what his nickname was?
The deporter in chief.
Yeah,
exactly. Nobody was the kids in cages. You know where that came from?
Obama. Yes, absolutely.
It's just silly. We can't pick and choose when we're going to get involved. The last I think the Clinton administration, the Bush administration, and the Obama administration all had proposals for strengthening the southern border and building walls or fences or something like that. And then when Donald Trump started talking about it, everybody was against it. It's just silly stuff. And
that's exactly what it is. That's what all this ICE protest and pro illegal immigration, all this stuff from the left is. It's literally just anti-Trump. It's Trump. Trump wants to deport the illegals. That must be bad because it's Trump, and we need to oppose that.
Yeah, and I'm not even an always Trumper. Like there's a lot of things. I think he's divisive just in general. I don't think his language is actually like I've always thought of presidents as like bringing people together with their speeches and stuff like that. And I don't think he's good at that, to be fair. He is blunt, and I think that's why people voted for him. I think he's probably the best president we've had in our lifetime. In my lifetime. I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else, but that just wasn't doing too much corrupt shit. I got some arguments about what's going on with BB Netanyahu and Israel, but in his involvement in building stuff in Gaza after they have to get rid of 80% of Gaza so they can rebuild. But that's I think the APEC corruption is one thing, but overall I think Trump's done a better job than most presidents in the past. But I'm not an always Trumper. I don't know how anybody looks at a politician and goes, I believe this person 100% and they can do no wrong. I've never seen a politician that I believed 100% or agreed with down the line.
Oh, these people who have just totally fallen in love with their favorite politicians. It's just, I mean, and this is left and right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can name all the scumbags on X on the right who are, you know, their guy can do no wrong, and then you know there's scumbags on the left on X where their guy can do no wrong, and I hate both of them. You know, Cat Turd is one of them that I'm just like I used to like, but then you know he's just gone way off the rails. He's just like 100% Trump is the next coming of Christ, and I'm just like, I mean, he used to be pretty good, but now you're just a crazy person.
So if Jacob comes back someday, I think it would a corruption episode would be good because I think Trump is corrupt as a motherfucker, so that could be interesting. Don't get me wrong, the Democrats are fucking corrupt as shit too, like just as bad, but or almost as bad. But yeah, that'd be an interesting discussion. But talking about like always Trump, never Trump. This is kind of a little bit off talking from the immigration, but it's in the news. What did you guys think of Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning? And did you see her speech and everything? Her resignation speech?
Yeah, I'm glad she resigned.
I just heard about it. I've been kind of busy for the last couple of days, but I did hear that she resigned. And I'm like, what? I gotta look into that, and then I forgot.
Yeah, I had one of my. Oh, go on, Jacob. No, go ahead, man.
Oh, I was gonna say I think that was another big fumble by the Donald Trump administration with the handling of the Epstein files. To watch Kash Patel and Bongino come out and just lie to people and tell them that there was nothing there after Marjorie Taylor Greene did this whole like spiel on the White House lawn. And then after the Charlie Kirk assassination was when I was really done with her, when she wanted to start censoring speech. And I'm like, no, the right is not going to set the precedent on censoring speech, because as soon as that happens, the next power that's in office is going to censor speech too. And it's going to be a casual thing, and it's just going to keep growing from that. I think executive orders are a good example of that. The previous president is always the one that sets the highest number of executive orders. Then the next president in does more and more. And then everybody wants to call it unconstitutional. And it just gets so convoluted when people start moving the goalposts and censoring speech. Like that's one of the biggest things against the protest is I don't think the police should be able to shut it down at a certain time. There shouldn't be curfews involved. It's just crazy to start censoring speech. If it's not a call to violence, I don't think it should be done. I think it was all an outcry because of what was going on with how people were speaking online about Charlie Kirk, and I just don't think it's necessary to censor people.
I agree with you on principle with shutting down protests, but I mean, there's been some hairy shit going on and some protests lately. So I understand the desire. I understand, having the curfew on the protest, just to sort of keep things from being on fire, literally. So I agree with you on principle. I don't think that, a protest should never be shut down. But on the other hand, there's some precedent to state that maybe it's, you can go out there, you can, shout into the void for several hours, and then you got to go before the agitators come along and start throwing bricks.
Yeah, I more agree with. I actually, and I think you know this. I more agree with
Yeah.
Jacob on this. So, if there's a legit reason, if there's like things are starting to get a little aggressive and this and that, yeah, I'm a little more open to it. But just to have like a set curfew, like a lot of times the curfew seems to be like the thing that causes the. Not that I want to blame the curfew entirely, but there's been protests where things are pretty good, pretty peaceful and everything, and then when they start pushing everybody out and everything, and that's when the shit starts going down. So I think even just enforcing the curfew can even cause more problems than it fucking solves here.
Well, it makes it orchestrated madness a little bit because going there, people will show up about 2 hours before curfew is set, and then they're planning on staying after it. And then the local people, the local police and state, they pick different times that they're going to enforce it. Sometimes it's at 8 o'clock, sometimes it's at 6 o'clock. I was like, at least be consistent about it. Like if you're going to move everybody out at a certain time, or if you're going to let them stay all night, sometimes they'll let them stay all night. And then the people that came there just to push back at the police and be like First Amendment auditors about it, they end up packing up and leave once they realize the cops aren't going to push them out. I don't think I told you guys about this, but the local mayor in Broadview basically, according to a few people, I haven't been able to cite the source yet, and that's where the ICE facility is held. She claimed that people were called in a bomb threat, and they compared it to the Oklahoma City bombing because it was actually it was going to be a fertilizer bomb apparently, and so they actually shut down in-person meetings at City Hall. Like you guys can go see that on their website. They're claiming that there was a bomb threat, and I got a message from the local Broadview City Hall saying that there was no risk of going over to the building because I was actually going to stop after I heard there was a bomb threat. I'm like, I'm not going to go over there. Bombs don't care what side I'm on. Like I'm not
Nope.
gonna do this. And yeah, I don't know if it was real, but yeah, when people start threatening bombs and stuff like that, it's so crazy. And it would only come from one side. Like there is no extreme right wing people that are trying to blow up leftists at an ICE facility because they wouldn't want to hurt ICE officers or anybody else. Like I've just never seen something like that. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's, yeah, I think people should have the right to protest. And I think the media and all of these other people try to bring up reasons and try to convolute it for why it shouldn't happen.
The Rogue Diva asking again, what are your views on U.S. foreign policy in the countries that result in all this migrant issue? For example, Venezuela.
I think the United States should worry about the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've
That's been my opinion for over 4 decades.
I was just gonna say that's one of the issues that Cryptid and I always agree on, like every episode. Like neither doesn't matter. I'm not into supporting fucking Israel. I'm not into supporting I'm not even into supporting Ukraine fucking at this point. Not like I'm a little more lenient on giving people like some food, or maybe some medical aid, but funding these fucking countries, I'm all set. Take a hike.
I need to know everybody in America is eating before I worry about if people in other countries are having it rough.
Yeah, we have too many problems that are already going on right now to try to solve anybody else's problem, getting involved in their bullshit.
Yeah, when it comes to like cost of living and stuff like that, the American dream, as we used to know it, is crazy. Your average 35-year-old male isn't buying a house and settling down with a family because they can't afford a house. And
I just heard
businesses are buying up properties and they want you renting forever.
I just heard a statistic the other day that currently I think like first time homeowners and regular homeowners between the ages like 50 and 60 that people are waiting until they can actually buy a home. It's wild.
Or they're trying to inherit one from their dead relatives, or that's about all people are doing. Like the cost of living has gone up so much, like outside of gas and all of that.
Yeah, it's like I moved out at fucking 19 years old. There's like no way my 14-year-old's gonna be moving out at fucking 19. He'll be living here till God knows when. the way shit's
Same
going.
18. I mean, I was able to go to college and literally work part-time at a gas station, and I was able to pay rent and get some stuff that they called food, but I'm not too sure about that at this time. Once you get enough money to get some real food,
Oh
you kind of
yeah,
look at
yeah.
what you used to eat to survive, and you go, how am I still alive?
I remember I'd always like eat pretty well for like the first 5 days in the week, and then Thursday and Friday or Wednesday and Thursday was fucking ramen until I got fucking paid again. But yeah, still was able to do it. So the Rogue Diva asks, so you must be against Trump wanting to invade Venezuela. Yeah, where do you stand on war, invasion, stuff like that? Do you, obviously I know each circumstance is different, but in general, are you against us getting in these never-ending wars, Jacob?
I was checking the premise of the question.
That's Jim.
So President Trump has not made a final decision on an invasion, and then publicly he stated, when specifically asked if the U.S. ever wanted to go to war with Venezuela, he said, "I doubt it. I don't think so." But he wasn't against sending military over there. So I would have to see what his reasoning was behind it before I, backed it or was against it. But I don't really know his stance on it. I literally just looked it up right when I
Yeah, I
saw
was
the.
gonna say I don't think Trump wants to actually invade Venezuela. There's no point in
But I think they're
and
strategic.
calling it a war would be
Yeah,
I don't think you can really call it a war. I mean, they got all their hardware, all their military hardware is like Cold War era Soviet shit.
Yeah, it's old stuff that we gave to them, and it comes
I
back
know
to
something we gave
like
them, yeah.
I wish the government would stop funding all of this other stuff, and I wish the government would do this unanimously, because I feel like the CIA is funneling weapons into
Oh, yeah.
guerrilla armies. Like we've done this all the times and tried to reinforce stuff in the Middle East. He's using the presence of or premise of drugs. Yeah, I think he should be bombing those boats that are bringing drugs. They're not just bombing random boats. Everybody's trying to push this narrative that they're just bombing random boats. They've been following these. They know what boats they are. They're just showing you the video and you're seeing the outcome. Like it's they've had cases on these people for a period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think anything's going to come of it because Trump just says crazy shit. But I remember there was a little while back, he was floating the idea of fucking doing the same thing to like Mexico because of drugs. And it's like, Mexico's like an ally at our border, dude. Like, relax.
They're not
Florida.
if they're sending. I don't think they necessarily are.
Well,
I was
I
gonna
know what
say,
you're
no,
saying.
they
Like,
are
We're
not.
offering if we're offering to send back illegal aliens to Mexico, and they're
What's up,
from
Chris?
Mexico, and they go, no, we don't want to take these criminals back to our country, then they're not working with us.
Like,
They're
I don't
working
consider
against
Saudi Arabia a fucking ally, but apparently we do. But
And let's not forget, Mexico is sort of going through a thing right now where the citizens are kind of sick of the cartels, and they're not real happy with the cartel elected president that they got. So there's shit going on in Mexico right now. So they might actually become a pretty good ally.
Yeah, you can't cross the border, the southern border, without the cartel knowing about it, legal or illegal.
Yeah.
so, Jacob, how did you feel about
I think.
the
I do think so. I think it would be good for the Canadian citizens if they became the 51st state. I'll double down on that too. And I think I think Greenland is strategically would be a great place to have bases. I don't think we need to take over Greenland or anything, but I think strategically it's a good place to have bases. We have bases all over the world and support other people's government and
Yeah,
their militaries.
the
But
Greenland thing, I actually looked into it, and yeah, I don't know why Denmark wouldn't just sell us Greenland. I mean, they don't. All they do with Greenland is say you can't mine there, and they don't do anything for the people that are even there because it's far away from Denmark.
Well, I was
they
looking at
just
some of
sold
the
it to
tariffs.
us.
Oh yeah, well, it's strategically it would just be for placement. They weren't even actually trying to conquer Greenland. But when it comes to Canada, I was actually looking at some of the tariffs that Trudeau has on his own people. So the Canadian people will pay upwards of over $8 for milk because they'd rather raise their own cows than let us bring it from the United States because of how high the tariff is. So they're paying, I don't know, 5 times as much for simple dairy products that they could get from Wisconsin, and they choose not to because they want to, I guess, charge their people more and have cows in colder weather or something. I don't, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I think the people would actually benefit from being part of the United States.
Yeah, see, I wasn't really into the whole making Canada the 51st state until the Rogue Diva said that. I'm assuming she is in Canada. So now I'm all for it. Canada for 51st state.
Nah.
Which province are you in? I want that one specifically.
She wants to keep her universal health care. She ain't no dummy. She's all right.
Their universal
Well,
health care is garbage compared
It's
to
called
the United
they call
States.
that MAID.
Yeah, well, everyone. I have decent health care, but like some people have none. So I think that's the big difference.
You can get the affordable health care plan, or whatever you want to call it, Obamacare, Biden care, whatever you want to call it.
Romney care. That's
I
what we
wouldn't call it
it up
Romney
here.
care. The promises were made under Obama, where you could pick your doctors and your premiums wouldn't raise, and all the lies that you were told for years, and then all of a sudden the prices rise. And I don't know. I guess the Republicans would have been vilified either way if they would have taken it out a long time ago, like during Trump's administration, and tried to replace it with something else. Instead, they just wanted to let it die because they realized it was a failing system and it wasn't going to work long term. But yeah, I think you need to have a free market when it comes to healthcare, or you're not going to end up with advances in healthcare.
Nah, man. We're like, yeah. See, I always hear Americans say that the Canadian healthcare system sucks, and then I always hear Canadians say they don't have an issue with it. So
It's
I don't
it's
know.
not for minor stuff. If you have cancer, you're not going to get treated the same way in Canada as you would in the United States.
Yeah, probably not. I'm just
But
saying,
yes,
like,
if
we're
you
the
just got a
best.
broken bone or something like that, then yeah, by all means, go take advantage of it.
We're supposed to be the greatest country in the world, so we need to come up with something. It's I don't know. Our healthcare
That is
system
true.
is a fucking joke.
As I said, I mean, I said this before. It needs to be health insurance should be, for catastrophic problems, just like your car insurance, and then health insurance companies should be able to compete with each other, outside their region. It's the government fucking regulation that's really fucking our healthcare with health insurance. I mean, obviously, it's called the ACA.
Yeah, like as a Massachusetts guy, when Mitt Romney was our fucking governor, he had the mass health shit. That's pretty much what it was. Like Obama just stole his fucking shit. So I always found that funny because like it's pretty much a Republican thing. So Obama comes up with a fucking
I
Republican
don't know
thing.
if I'd call Mitt Romney a Republican.
Dude, we literally call it Romney care up here. I'm fucking telling you. Look, I'm
no,
sure
a Republican.
Oh, I got what you. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Maybe Rhino, but yeah, I don't think that's
Fair enough. All right. According to the Rogue Diva, the cancer treatment is good. Okay.
having not lived in Canada or been to Canada or lived near Canada.
Yeah,
I'll
there you
take her
go.
word for it.
I will say the bankrupt thing. So I once again I give
So
my
I
last.
want to come back. I wanted to answer Rogue. So the average wait time for healthcare in Canada is 30 weeks for a general practitioner. Let's see, and that was the 2024 data. Yeah, they do not produce, like, they don't have immediate care the same way that you do in the United States. And it doesn't matter if you're not a U.S. citizen, you can get treated in the United States. One of the greatest things about our medical system is you can't get put into jail over medical debt. So regardless, you will get treated for what's wrong. I do think prices need to be adjusted, and we need to get to a baseline where people can afford it. But yeah, no, the stats about, you could just look up wait time for a medical care in Canada, and it'll give you an answer. It's actually really obvious.
And also, well, the way the Canadian healthcare system does work, that sort of depends on where you are, like each province, and then each province gets a different amount of money for the hospitals, and then each region within the province also gets different. It's dependent on population size of how much the hospitals get. So if you're like the Rogue Diva who lives in BC, probably in God, the city just north of whatever, doesn't matter. The big city there in BC that's on the border. Then yeah, their healthcare system is probably great. But if you live out in the boonies, if you're like in Alberta or Saskatchewan, out the boonies, then you probably get very bad. Vancouver, that's what I was. It's like it was in my head, and as I got to it, the name left my head. But yeah,
I wasn't even gonna try it. Yeah.
so they get less money. Like I looked all into this when people were talking about Canadian.
Yeah, we do that in every
years and
country
years
all
ago,
across.
yeah.
We do that though in every country all across the planet. Like London gets more money than the
I guess
rest
Alberta's better than BC.
of Britain. Chicago gets more money than the rest of Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
It's because that's just how the systems are set up. Like where the tourists are going to go, they're going to get more funding from the government. And that's just how it's always going to work.
What I'm trying to say is when you're pulling up the stats about Canadian healthcare, saying like the general wait time, I mean, it might not be. It's going to be different in Vancouver than in some out of the way booty or in a province that isn't really populated or out in the boonies in those areas is kind of what I'm trying to say. So like you have like the outliers are really going to like skew some of those numbers.
They usually do an average. Like they're not giving you the worst one and they're not giving you the best one. That's usually how they do it. And they probably have more test samples, like you were saying, from the bigger cities and less from out in the boonies. But it's actually gotten worse since 2022 to 2024 when it comes to their system. But even the low median is actually at 15 weeks. So you're looking at anywhere from 15 to 30 weeks and I think those are more specialty. And like I said, I think cancer is a lot harder to deal with in places like that. That's why the groundbreaking cancer research that we're having is in the United States, because it's a competitive market. If you're setting prices on certain things, you might not have people want to do it. If doctors are only getting set to get paid so much, why would you want to go out of your way to be innovative and create more if you know you're not going to get paid more for your work?
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, Canada's healthcare is probably not as bad as the number state, and as I said, Rogue Diva, she says Alberta is better than BC. Yeah, I don't live in Canada. So,
Yeah, even in the United States, like me living in without getting too into it, our oldest. Like I think I brought this up before. When he was 2, he had stage 4 neuroblastoma, and he's still with us because thankfully I lived in near Boston Children's Hospital where they're fucking on the cutting edge of all that shit, and got to use an experimental thing on him, and boom. So I know firsthand all about that shit. Now if I had been in like fucking Mississippi or Alabama or fucking I don't know. Like things might have been different, like or rural area, another like so. Yeah, your location inside the country is also pretty important, I guess. Oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna. Oh yeah, Jacob, sorry. Like I was gonna ask you this like 20 minutes ago when it seemed more relevant, but I'll still ask now.
Well, we always go off on tangents. Sorry,
yeah, so
No, you're good.
we never got to this topic, but we were kind of talking about ICE and all this stuff, and so I was wondering, what did you think of the Trump deploying the National Guard in DC, and do you would you want the National Guard in the Chicago area?
Yeah, I would. So like I said, anecdotal, because I can only tell you about what happens out here. I don't know about other stuff. That Jake News guy I was telling you about that I follow, he does other streams. He went to the lighting ceremony of the Christmas tree that they do in downtown Chicago. And meanwhile, while he was streaming, we started seeing helicopters flying all over the place. And we started doing research and trying to figure out what happened. 6 teenagers. Sorry, one of them was 14 years old. The 14-year-old died. There was a bunch of gun violence with teenagers, and then they started rioting and attacking the police. The reason I think stuff like this works is the same reason why a decoy camera works. If you think you're being observed, you act differently.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
think the National Guard is going to be able to enforce laws. That's not something
Oh,
in
no,
their
they're
jurisdiction. They're not able to.
specifically not allowed to.
They are trained better than the police officers. To be fair,
Yeah,
they actually probably
quite
could
a
shoot
bit.
better. They're
Well,
higher trained and better at their job than the police officers. But I think it's just an observation thing.
yeah, that's what I said. It's called a force in being. Just the force just being there is enough of a deterrent.
It's the same thing that happens on like a what's it called? What's like the lowest? Can't think of the science that it's called. Quantum level. It's the same thing that happens at a quantum level. When something's being observed, it acts different, and it's the same all the way up to the macro level.
Interesting.
Well, it's not
Similar to the double
not
slit
s-
experience.
not-
It's
not
like
s- yeah, not specifically correct, but we can argue quantum physics later.
well, no.
Quantum
I think
physics.
This
the
isn't the
analogies
quantum.
that you get with
This isn't the physics channel.
no. The arguments that you get with
It's
physics, like it's like dropping a penny into like between your seat cushion. This is a Neil deGrasse Tyson like famous
it's
one.
not so much. I was just say it's not so much. It's not observation. It's measurement. It's you change the outcome by measuring it.
Yes, an observation is a measurement. That's what. And
Well-
these are the tools that you use to measure. Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
no, it's because that the tools you got to use to measure it actually affects the thing that you're measuring, and on the quantum scale.
Observation is a measurement. I agree with that.
Okay, fine. Well, we'll argue the semantics of particle physics later.
Oh shit. So all right, we already asked the craziest shit you've seen tonight. So, out of all the people you've interviewed down at these protests, Jacob, were you ever like surprised? Like, did somebody act different than you thought they may have when you first, maybe they approached you or you approached them? Sort of like and I'm not saying you in particular, but we all sort of judge a book by its cover sometimes. So did anyone ever like surprise you with maybe how articulate they were, or where they stood on something, or was somebody a little more crazier than they thought you thought they might be, something like that?
Yeah, my mind was changed on a few trans people that I ran into while I was out there. I've doubled down on the idea that I think women transitioning into men are way worse to deal with when it comes to people like sounding out their ideas. It's absolutely like bonkers. Like, to me, like, because it doubles down on my idea, because I think white women are probably the worst thing for America. And
College educated liberal white women, they're
Yes,
fucking everything up.
Dude, don't
And
talk about
arguing
my
for the wrong
wife. What are you
things.
doing? No, I was kidding.
But the most intelligent conversation I had was with this this man that was transitioning into a woman, and he was very articulate about the fact that he was there for the First Amendment, and I talked to him every time I went there. Or I just call him by his name. I don't usually gender him, but I didn't want to dox him on here. I'm not big on like pronouns and stuff like that. If somebody just asks to be called something, I just call them that. It's easier just to say somebody's name. I don't like to get into the semantics of pronouns and shit.
Oh yeah, the people who just specifically will not call a trans woman she, just out of some sort of philosophy, I guess, or some sort of ideal that they're hurting somebody. I think those people are kind of assholes. You're just being an asshole to be an asshole.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I said, an honest mistake is an honest mistake. Like I brought up once before, when I actually went to college, took college courses as an adult, And I remember one of the classes, one of the projects we did, we had to pick like some sort of like harassment thing that takes place at the workforce, like sexual harassment or discrimination, I should say. And I ended up with the dealing with trans and stuff, and doing my research and interviewing people. It's like they literally try and teach in the workforce, like, look, if your coworkers know you as one, know you as Sam the man, and all of a sudden you're going to be Samantha the woman, you got to give them some fucking leeway. It's gonna take them some time to get used to it. They're gonna call you he. They're gonna call So they even like literally try and teach that you got to give people a break on this shit. But it's only when they do it on purpose, like Cryptid says, yeah, you're just being petty, you're just being a dick or whatever. So fuck off.
Yeah, in fact, that very specific situation happened to me at work, where a friend of mine, or a coworker, I wouldn't say friend, but we were friendly and talked often, desks were near each other, transitioned, and yeah, he was, or she was, he was pretty cool about it, for a while, for pretty much the entire time. If anybody called her the wrong name or misgendered her or whatever, I still think it is him. I mean, I knew him as a him for like 5 years, and I know her as a her for like a year and a half.
Do you remember? Oh, obviously, I'm sure you do. The Rodney King riots back in like '92, whatever it was. Yeah, and there was one of the famous parts was this guy Reginald Denny getting like pulled out of his truck so there was a helicopter from one of the local LA news things that was videotaping that shit, and I watched the documentary on it. It was either Netflix or Prime, and they're showing the footage from '92, and then they'll interview the people from today. And it's like the helicopter driver was like, like a 30-year-old man in '92, and then you're watching the documentary and it's like a 58-year-old woman, and I'm like, what the fuck, and obviously the person transitioned at some point, and it took them till the end of the documentary to even like acknowledge it. I was like confused at first. I'm like, is this the same? Because the person was like in the helicopter was with their wife. Their wife was like their partner in the thing. So I'm like, is this the fucking wife? Like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, it was just one of the only times I ever saw something like that, where literally you kind of had to figure out yourself that this person obviously transitioned at some fucking point.
Well, I think it goes both ways too, Jake. You can be a dick for just ignoring what someone's saying to you about, like, just call me this or whatever. And then also you could be the person that flips out when somebody does it wrong the first time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You could be like dealing with Canada. I think what Jordan Peterson talks about a lot in leaving, because they were actually applying fines to people for that specific reason because of speech. And it's just like, that's where, as more of a constitutionalist, I'm like, come on. You can't jail somebody for misgendering somebody or fine them. No. Like, once we get into legal battles of it, it just gets silly.
As I say, no race, gender, creed, religion, or anything owns being an asshole. They all have assholes.
Yeah.
I think we brought it up here. There's that person. I don't even know their fucking name, but they're on social media, and their whole thing is trying to get misgendered by waiters and waitresses. And it's like they'll videotape like getting called sir or him, and they just make a face, and it's like, you're not helping the cause. You're not helping your people by being a fucking bitch about this fucking shit.
And personally, I think they're
Nick, they're bringing awareness.
No, I think it's all staged and it's fake. I think
I'm sure a lot of that is too. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of
there's no way. There's absolutely no way that they'd have several videos a week of this happening.
Yeah, because you've seen the person. No, don't get me wrong. They look like a man. They look like a transitioned woman, but they're always dressed like a woman with long hair, like, so when the waiter comes from behind, they're gonna call it a person a female, but yeah, you're right, it's always him or whatever.
Especially this day and age,
right?
This day and age, a waiter or whatever, they've all had to talk. Like, you know what? Just call them what they want.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I think whenever a group needs validation from everybody else, for them to feel safe in their identity, no matter what it is, whether it's politics or whether it's gender or whatever the fuck, then you need to work on yourself and making sure to, you can't be worried about other people, that other people shouldn't have responsibility over your happiness. You know, you have to take control of that yourself and your own self drive. Like, I don't need people to validate me in order to try to accomplish things in my life and be a good person. Like, I don't need crazy add-ons.
All right.
Or
So
deletions.
we don't really have set times on this show, but we seem, sometimes we go like 3 hours. We usually go around like 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking cooked. So if you guys are good and want to stop in a few minutes, just are you guys cool with that?
Sure, yeah. Like, let's. I just wanted to ask Jacob.
Oh no, dude, we can still do some. Yeah, no more. I just mean like as soon as you guys are.
Or if you guys want to do another show or something like that,
we can do one more. Or
I'm pretty open.
Question. And
I was just gonna say, man, ask all the questions you want. I'm just saying, as soon as you're out of questions, we're good. Like,
I'm pretty much out of questions.
Sometimes we're searching for questions, like trying to think of like.
I think
I'm
we're
good
sort
not
of
to
getting
do that.
there. Yeah, we're sort of at the.
I got plenty of questions. I was just trying to field your guys's. But like I said, we could do another show if you guys want to. But most people, like, you haven't even we can talk about ideologies and stuff, because I would like to pick your guys' brains about what you think about all this stuff. You guys have been sending me a few questions. I'd be happy to relay some of the same questions.
Yeah, well,
kind of
you were the guest, man. I wanted to ask you the questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it, and that's why I told you I'm an open book. I'm happy to answer questions, but I'm not in a hurry, is what I'm saying. If you want to, if you're tired, I totally get that. So if you ever
we can go a little. Yeah, we can go a little bit longer. So what are your questions, or some of your questions, Jake?
Oh no, I want to hear Liquid's first. I was just saying, I would probably pose some of the same stuff to you. I would ask what your thoughts are on immigration law and how it should be enforced. Like, but I wanted to hear Cryptid's inquiry.
Oh, just general immigration law and how it should be enforced.
I think.
Well, I was saying you had said before I said that you wanted to say something.
That you had one more question you wanted to ask.
Okay. Yeah, my question was: is there anything else you wanted to add, and do you have any questions for us?
Oh, that's kidding. I mean, no, dude. If you guys are
that's why I was saying we can start wrapping this up.
Oh yeah. No, we can wrap this up. Like, we can set up more of an open discussion another time. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, basically, I had a wrap up question.
Oh yeah. No, it was nice talking to you guys. I wouldn't mind picking in your guys' brain sometime too. And,
well, I'd love to have you on again, Jake. We'll have you on again soon, man. Like I said, we usually go longer. I had a long day. I'm cooked. So
Nick's got a few things going on in life that that's why we haven't been on the last couple of weeks. For anybody who's wondering, it's all Nick's fault. I'm taking no blame.
It is technically, yeah.
But
do you want me to? I actually pulled this up because I had a feeling somebody was gonna question me about it. I have queued up the footage of me getting into an altercation with that guy that I told you guys about.
Oh yeah,
so
sure.
You guys didn't think I was just talking about it.
Yeah.
I have music that because I live stream from StreamYard, and I have pogo music that's copyright free that I play over them, because sometimes they're playing like a bunch of copyright stuff and they just try to get your stream taken down. So there's a Trump pogo song playing over it because I thought it would be hilarious to get everybody dancing and have like a Trump related song and just make sure.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was funny, to tell you the truth, because I started hearing the song because I was just listening while I was doing some other stuff. I heard the song like, no, they can't be playing that at this protest. What's going on? Look at it. It's like, it's obviously you're playing it. They're sitting there going,
yeah.
This is actually pretty hilarious.
I haven't actually worked on this video yet. This is just kind of like the raw footage, but eventually, it'll get auto cut into clips and hopefully end up with some music videos or shorts. But here, let me share this with you. And I went just to, it's like a 2-minute clip of before it happens.
Okay.
And you can see him assaulting another guy before coming to me. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, you got it already. Okay. And I'll kind of pause it as we're going, just so you guys don't have to hear the music if you don't want to. I'm not trying to push Trump on people like that.
We're all pretty open-minded here. If it's funny, it's funny, you know.
And so on the screen here,
I mean, I'm
I've
assuming
had
Nick is right. Yeah, I mean, you don't
Yeah,
mind
you
Nick.
know me, man.
Yeah, I don't care.
I've seen a lot of these people before. Some of them are regulars. This guy right here in the center, he's a veteran. He doesn't go there to protest people. He honestly just goes there and waves a flag, and then people shout him down for waving a United States flag. He's just a veteran that shows up and waves a flag. It's the wildest thing, and so people assault him about it.
Like
Next to him,
this is not normal. No, it is not. Like the sign, this is not normal.
Yeah,
And they're all just
Next
looking
to
at
him-
it going, was that a black Israelite?
Okay, so I asked him if he was a black Israelite. He didn't want to answer that question, but I've done debates with him. He's very pro-Palestine. He's an interesting fellow. He once I asked him some questions, it got a little bit deeper.
They're wearing a
Jesus.
Star of David.
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
a little
some sort of,
confusing. Sure.
Oh yeah, he's a rabbi. So he's a
wait, he's a
ordained,
rabbi.
I don't know if
He's
it's ordained or what, but
I was gonna say, I
Wow.
think that's a rabbi thing. Yeah.
yeah. And he always goes there and plays Michael Jackson for everybody on his big speaker and lets people talk on it. But all of these people are regulars that come dressed warm and like they used to have these setups. But here, I'll jump into it just to give you some of the characters. So somebody just walked by. This guy's off his fucking rocker today. He's been screaming at the top of his lungs for probably the last 3 hours. And this is the guy in question right here in this red hoodie.
All right.
He's pretending to be mentally handicapped, and he's got a sign in front that says "Slow people for Trump." So because people don't believe him, believe what he's saying, you must be mentally handicapped. And he would go stand in front of Trump people and get real close to them and push them. But here we go.
The spread of lies, and we must do it big, fat, love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies. And America first.
I don't want you guys to get copyrighted. My stuff will come back on in a second. Yeah, he's already touching the guy. What was that?
I think it was your video.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I think it was your
Yeah.
video. But so he's pretending to be slow
yeah.
in order to be able to bump into people like this.
No, he's not pretending to be slow. He's making fun of Trump people. Like that's his
I mean,
thing.
I get that.
Slow people. So he's making fun of Trump people. But I think the fact that you're using disabled people as a way to do, as your caveat to do that is a little messed up.
I'll say so. He's kind of acting like he's a slow.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying. Yeah, he's not really a slow, or he's not trying
Yeah.
to do anything in particular.
And he's not getting a pass because like somebody thinks he's like nobody thinks he's slow.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Everybody knows that he's just putting on an act to try to make fun of Trump.
Yes. Yeah.
And then in that act, he's pushing up against this guy here.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And he gets a
And
little more
everybody's
aggressive.
laughing.
So there's a strap around that guy's body. He's got a speaker where he's playing music as well because everybody else is playing music. And this guy the guy in the red starts touching his speaker and turning it off and touching his property, and it gets a little weird.
America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable.
So this guy in the black that I said that he was like yelling at the top of his lungs, he doesn't realize that this guy's not actually for Trump. So he starts trying to block his face. So they're on the same side, and
We got some retard on retard crime.
Oh boy.
Yes.
People, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first to lead by an A. Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More.
And the rabbi's holding a Juneteenth flag. I had to look up what it was because I've never actually seen one. It's like a United States flag, except instead of blue, it's like green, and instead of the white, it's red.
Yeah, I saw that on your when I was watching the stream earlier. I was like, is that supposed to be some sort of like? I always thought it would be like a cross. I thought it was like a cross between like the sort of the American flag with like the Palestinian flag colors or
Palestinian,
something
yeah.
like that. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was definitely curious when I first saw it.
Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow.
I'll be honest with you, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it is a cool
the
flag.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Love the flow.
So he just like went under his arm again, like snuck behind him. Now it's gonna start excelling a little bit. This guy's gonna try to get away from him, and then he's gonna realize that I'm behind him.
69. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do
No
it.
way I would let somebody
If
just
we
hang
don't
around behind me
control
like that.
insiders, this will be over.
I don't care
and
who you
over.
are.
To lead by an A, big fat love, find common ground. To halt the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground. To halt the spread of lies, and A. America first.
Once again, this is not normal sign. It perfectly perfectly sums up this situation.
Now this guy's getting ready to move away, and he's like, "Oh, I can see him moving. I got to go get over in front of him so I can block him from moving."
Want to build a much better,
And then realizes I'm behind him.
people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher.
He starts pushing into me. You can't see that on the camera right now. And then I say a couple of things to him, and just ask him to stop and just keep enough space.
America first to lead by an A. Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop.
If you can't see, he's got blacked out teeth for his costume.
Are you
But
sure
like
they're
this-
blacked out and they're not just destroyed?
Yeah, no, he got some kind of like black ink or something and put it on
I was
there.
gonna say, you sure he's not slow? But okay,
Yeah,
no, he's not.
I think
No,
you
he'll
got a
take
Jake
off the
Hudson
costume.
situation going on here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, he'll take off the costume about halfway through and
Alright.
come out regular.
Insiders fighting for insiders. More.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it is. Okay, just
Yeah.
looks like put Sharpie on there or something.
Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow.
And he just kept touching me again, and he hooked my cord. And I think I said something to him. I hadn't grabbed him yet.
69. Now it's time for new elite.
Right there, my camera turned because he yanked my cord out when he got close to me that last time.
People, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over.
Now, did he grab it or did he just get snagged?
It got snagged because he got too close to me, and I asked him nice the first 2 times, just not to get that close to me, and then that shit won't happen. Like, and then right after we get into our altercation, he does it again. That the last one was kind of purposeful, but I immediately flipped the camera onto my face after he got in my face.
Common ground to halt the spread of lies, and we must do it big, fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies. And any
I'm advising him that this probably isn't the best idea for him. I don't try to be like a bloated person. I kind of struggle with ego issues, and I don't know. As a mixed martial arts coach, I think it would have been very fun if he touched me and gave me a reason to. But I like that there was no violence and it actually ended very peacefully.
dude. Yeah, as someone that protests myself, it's like you can't make this like he's making this shit about himself. Like obviously, like it looks like
Yeah.
a bunch of these people are. It's not. It's supposed. It sounds corny, but it's supposed to be about whatever the purpose, whatever the fuck you're protesting about. You're not supposed to fucking make it about you.
Oh yeah, and those are the people that draw everybody's attention. Those are the people that the media watches.
Yeah.
Like
So the
they're not
weirdos.
they're not actually there for the people that are protesting ICE. Like that's why
Yeah.
like,
Right.
the standouts are the ones that are there to start drama with people or argue with people that they don't agree with. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it.
And then I immediately had to fuck her up. It was my last line of defense.
Non-fatal.
Well, I mean, he's up in your face enough. He might as well be trying to make
Yeah.
out with you. Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, he was.
I
So
don't even
close.
like when my friends get up on me like that.
To lead by an A.
And then he hooked my cord again, so I grabbed him by his shoulder, and then I moved him. Like, all right, get off my shit.
Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders.
And then a bunch of people tried to accuse me of putting my hands on him, and I was like, yeah, I did. I moved him because he kept touching my shit. And then, like I said, was telling you guys earlier, at the end of the night, I walked up to him, said, "Have a great weekend," and fist bumped him, and that was the end of it. I just feel like sometimes you have to establish boundaries with people like that, because until then they're just going to keep pushing them.
Yeah.
I didn't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
get into an altercation with him. Like, I don't know. It was weird. A lot of egos out there.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. I just thought of something we could also do, like next time, man. Like, yeah, you ask your questions, and I thought of something. I did. I think it was back in June. There was ice in one of the towns. The town I went to, like I lived in as a teenager. So I know like one of my buddies, one of my best friends from high school, is like a teacher there. A kid I went to school with is the principal, and I don't know if it was like national, but it was huge news up here. There was the day before graduation, there was a high school junior who was about to be a senior this year, and he got picked up by ICE on his way to volleyball practice. He was on the volleyball team. They were going to be in the playoffs. He was supposed to play drums on the graduation and shit. So it became this huge thing, in this town I used to live in. And so it developed over like a few days, whatever. And then like, his family didn't know where he was and all this stuff. And then they've got communication, and without getting all into it, finally, like, he was eventually let go. So I ended up doing a live stream on it, but I didn't do it with Cryptid. I just did it all by myself. So I think it'd be kind of interesting to go over at least some of the details of that story with you guys and see what you guys think too. So it was just
I
me,
would
and
love-
I was
would
talking
love
to
that.
people in the chat. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Because I totally admit, knowing people involved, obviously it was personal for me. So obviously I had some sort of personal bias as well. So I still have my beliefs, but I know it was personal to me. So I think it'd be interesting to hear again what you guys would think about it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
I can tell you what I'm going to try to argue at the time. I
Yeah.
already know it's going to be. I think people that put their kids in danger, if you're a U.S. citizen or not, I think should be charged with that. And I think that's what we're seeing is people that are not telling their kids the severity of the situation. And I don't think people are just walking around the United States and don't know that they're citizens. Like I saw a guy, we had a guy in Chicago that got picked up, and he was 18, and he knew it his whole life. He could have gotten registered at multiple points. Like I don't think the severity is enforced enough. But they're always sad stories. It sucks when somebody's got an established life and has been holding things down. Like I said, I've got friends that are illegal, and I would hate to see them get deported. Like I wouldn't want to watch the actual process of it, but I understand what they're doing, and I understand that the administration that's in charge right now is enforcing that.
So if you're interested, both of you, I'll send you guys like some news clips or whatever.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, for
because
sure.
it's a weird thing. They were here legally at one point, and it was one of the things where maybe and then his parents didn't do something they were supposed to do, paperwork wise, appointment wise, whatever, and they were no longer legal. They weren't citizens, but they were here legally. It's the father had a work visa, kids must have had some kind of student visa type things or whatever, and yeah, then the shit expired. They didn't do what they're supposed to do. Supposedly they were trying to pick up the father. They wanted to pick up the father, but they ended up grabbing the kid. The kid was driving with his friend to volleyball practice. I actually believe I'll have to go back and watch. I think the other kid in the car was also undocumented, but he was like 16 or he was underage. The other kid was 18, so they took him in. I think the other kid in the car was a minor, so they didn't take him in. I'm trying to remember it all. Yeah, I'll send you guys everything I got on it, so at least you'll be informed ahead of time, so we can
That'd be cool.
not going in blind or anything like that. All right, you guys got any final words before we do some plugs?
No, I'm
No,
good.
good.
Good? All right.
Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, thanks
Appreciate
for
you having
coming on.
Jacob.
Yeah, well, it's nice to have somebody on who's actually going out there and
Yeah,
doing the stuff that we sit
Firsthand.
here and talk about.
right.
I don't have any ice shit going on near me, so I
Yeah,
Be thankful about it.
oh,
It's
I
not
am.
always.
I
It's fun. Like everybody always says, like, oh, he's just going out there to make money. Like that's why I let everybody know
I
I
would.
could be monetized right now if I wanted to. I don't do this for money. Like I do it for attention on it. Like most of the time, I'm not picking a side with people. I'm just recording there, and when the videos are made, I think it's hilarious that people feel a type of way about the video. But besides that, yeah, I have my own. Most of the time, if people ask me questions, I can usually explain kind of where I fall.
Gotcha. All right, Jacob, I'll put all your information in the description, but for now, tell the people where they can find you.
Oh yeah, I'm just Jacob Waters on all social media platforms.
Social media.
You'll see him.
All right.
Yeah, appreciate it,
Cryptid?
guys. You guys have a good
You
night.
too, man. You too, brother.
thanks you too.
Cryptid, remind everybody, since your clips are blowing up these days, where they can find
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I got a copyright strike.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so I had to take down. Well, I moved all my John videos over to Odyssey. Thanks for coming on, Jacob. I mean, you could have hung out, but I don't know. So I moved everything over.
I didn't really explain how it ended. I probably should have beforehand,
Okay.
but that's fine. Yeah.
So I had to move everything over to Odyssey, and you can go watch all the stuff there whenever I have a new one. I'll just make a short video. I've just been making a short video on YouTube, and with the link to the actual video on Odyssey, and that actually did pretty well. I got the same amount of views on the Odyssey video that I do on the short video saying go there. So that's working well. So I'll probably continue doing that, and then plus my regular videos, my clips that I've been doing. So go check out my my channel, Liquid Cryptid, on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
If you search for Liquid Cryptid, I come right up.
There you go. Jacob, don't worry about it, brother. All we do is we do our little plugs, and then I hit the theme, and we're gone. So you literally would have sat there for another 30 seconds. That's all. Don't worry.
You would sit there
brother.
till about now.
Yeah. So thanks for coming on, brother. We appreciate it. We can't wait to have you on again.
Yeah, thanks.
And yeah, you guys know me, OG Mumbling Nick on X, on YouTube. We do this show every Sunday, usually 9 p.m., but we did it 8 p.m. today. And usually once a week, I'll try my best, which is usually talking to either by myself or with somebody else, often not about politics. Just pretty much have the show so I can talk to people that don't want to talk about politics. But that's it. We'll see you guys next week, and I'm sure I'll go live at least one more time this week. But peace out, everybody. Thank you.
Have a good night.
God damn it, I missed the button. Peace.
hands in the air, cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6, Jonesing for your fix of that devil politics mix. But when I fudge you at punk, shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back out, tell me what you're gonna ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get fame for all your time. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the down.